All right. Hey, what's going on, Screaming Banshee? Alright, guys, I'm just waiting around for a little bit here. I think I'm a little bit early, about 4 minutes. So, what we're going to do in this class, I will show you guys what we're doing. Oops, I better mute my stream. There we go. Alright, so what we're doing in this class is there was a nice John Deere 9560 release. I'll show you guys the finished product. That way you guys know what she looks like. But there's a nice 9560. Let me open up this zip file. Okay. Awesome, Screaming Banshee. I'm glad to hear, man. Now, if you guys want to follow along, type in !class mod. Now, what I did was, just to let you guys know, I linked to the John Deere 9560, which is hosted on American Eagle Modding. I don't want to take the guy's mod and host it on my own site. So what I did was I just basically gave a link, and going to let you guys go there. If you might have to register, grab the file, but I want to make sure we grab it from the correct location, as well as in the link for the implement attacher, which we're going to put on there. And then if we have time, we're going to try doing a nice Ford F-150 from American Eagle as well. That was done as 13.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Yes, Screaming Eagle. I am going to basically Viper and Dajnet. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the host. I'm sorry. JD Farmer 32. Thanks for the follow. What I'm going to do, I gave you guys the links. You might have to go register. So if you have to go register, I'm going to cruise along here, but it's going to be up on YouTube underneath Big BIGDADDY 012678. If you hit !YouTube, you will have Dajnet's link to YouTube, as well as mine in there as well, where you'll find all my classes. We're up to number 8 as of today. And just to give you guys a background, I'm going to show you, this was a great model done by Raphael, I believe the guy's name is, Ranchi. I apologize if I butcher it. Long story short, back here, you will see, before, what happens is he did this wonderful mod, but unfortunately did not include that piece right here. This implement. What I did was I took this implement off of the in-game case quad track. And what I did was I brought it in and put it on here so you can pull a planter, any type of implement that requires this type of joint. Because without it, all you have is a trailer low and a trailer high, I believe. So what I need to do is add this in so we'll be able to pull some really nice planters and it'll look good on your farm. So whether it's a Pronto, etc., you can be pulling whatever you like with this implement. Hey, El Grandpa, how's it going, man? So I just want to give you a little bit of time. I want to give you guys a quick preview of what we're doing tonight. Just to allow for a little bit of time for guys to swing by. It's now 8 o'clock, so I'm going to start rolling, but I just wanted to show you where we're getting to. So that's the first part tonight. So what I'll do is I'll start off with that. So what I did, I'll get out of this screen here. I'm going to go to class number 8. In here, this is the zip file called JD9560R with BC Edit. And this, again, is on American Eagle Modding. Those guys do some great work over there, and I don't want to take anything away from it, nor do I want to host this file in Dropbox. It's just not fair to them. They deserve all the credit, and they deserve, the downloads from that site. They asked that we don't host a file anywhere else, and I respect their wishes. It's the way it works. I respect anybody that says they don't want to host it. Not a problem. If they didn't, I have no problem linking to it. And you might have to register at American Eagle Modding, but the group is definitely worthwhile. A lot of good guys over there. They'll teach you a lot of good information. That's my opinion. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to start this up. So what we're going to do is you're going to see, when I open this up, you'll see that that implement joint is missing. Let me scroll around. And again, when you first start out, make sure you do it on edit cam. You do it on outdoor cam or indoor cam. It's gonna mess it up in game. Those two are meant specifically for in game. The edit cam is, self-explanatory for when you do editing. So as you guys see back here, there is no implement attacher. So what we're going to do is I already went ahead and created some files, which I'll show you. Again, it's so used to working on 2 screens, but we will make it happen on 1. So make it a little hectic, and I apologize, but I'm going to show you what I guys did. So as you guys see here by the texture files, I have all these items. These are all the items. If I highlight them all, it should highlight, yep. This is what it looks like. This is our implement attacher off the case quad track. Okay. Now, obviously, there's some things missing, like the vert shader, the vehicle shader dirt, and a cube rough map. We're going to fix that. That's not a biggie. I just wanted to export the main items because we're going to relink them when we pull it into the John Deere. Yeah, American Eagle Modding, El Grandpa. Yep, you got it, man. Like I told the guys tonight, if you're not a member, go join up. They're a good group of guys, very knowledgeable base over there, and as well as some nice mods to share. And like I said, I have no complaints with most of their mods are really clean and good working. This is the only one that it bugged me a little bit, but it could be real life. But I just thought it was a shame that such a nice tractor didn't have this attacher. So we do have our John Deere open, and let me pull this back up so everybody can see. And let me click off it here. The next thing I need to do, as you guys saw, I'll pull this in first. There we go. So what I'm going to do is do File, Import, and there it is under Class, Implements, implement.i3d. So I will pull this in. Now, as you notice, it pulled in these files from here to here, all those files. Okay, not a problem. But what I want to do to make them see how they're a little bit out of line, and if I want to move this, I have to move each one individually. For instance, if you have these all highlighted and try to move it, it's not going to work. It will not work. They move by the first selection. So if I select this one first and this one here, and I try to move it all, this is the only one that will move. So what I'm going to do, he basically divided the tractor up into a front half and a back half. So to help me simplify moving all those parts, what I'm going to do is open the back. As of right now, I'm not going to do anything here, but what I'm going to do is to go create transform group. So what I'm doing creating a transform group is I'm going to hit, I'll do this by here so you guys can see. I'll do edit, I will do a cut, I'll go to the back, and then you can either do, my old trusty thing is left control V, but you can also go edit, paste. So now I have a new transform group, and that's empty. Not a problem, that's exactly what I want. Because this is what we're going to do next. We're going to highlight this item first, and it does matter which order you select them in, believe it or not. So if I select this and do this, when I do the copy and paste or cut and paste and put it in a transform group, it's going to reverse them. So upper link will be first, attacher joint back rotation will be last. So it's critical that you highlight it in the order that you want it. So I'll show you here. I'm going to select attacher joint back rotation. And how I select multiples, in case anybody's wondering, is hold down the left shift key and select the first, hold it down, select the last, and they're all selected. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those out, hit cut. Go to the transform group here that I just created. I'm going to go edit, I'm going to go paste, and there are all our transform groups in order, as you see. They're in the same order that they were outside of the John Deere 9560 back transform group. So now if I want to move this just a little bit here or there, I now have control. It moves as one. So this is a good thing. This is what we were looking for. Now again, it might not be the prettiest, but it's going to function, guys. I'm not a modeler, but what I can do is I can make things work. I'll work with what I got. Fortunately, I just grabbed this right out of the case quad track. Like I said, it's in game through Giants. I just simplified it by pulling it out for you guys. But I could also show you how to pull it out as well too. I was just trying to get everything done in one night because it's sometimes a little crazy how to grab that out and relocate it and make sure everything comes with it. Now, as you guys can tell, when I pulled that in, it's telling me there's an error with a failed to open XML vehicle shader dirt XML, and cannot load resource qmap rough.dds. Not a problem. We will take care of that, just not right now. So for now, what I'm going to do is just, like I said, eyeball this. I want to get this close. Okay, it might not be the prettiest, and like I said, it might overlap a couple other pieces, but it will function. I will promise you that. So what I'll do is I'll just eyeball it. I'll get it close here. I'll get it as close as I can to being halfway decent. And then I got to make sure the textures come through as well. So what I'll do is I'm going to click on this little notepad. I will save the changes for now. And I go in here, and you guys see, as we've done in some other classes, we need to relink these items. This one, anything that has a ... ahead of it. What it's doing is trying to call from another location. All I'm going to do is remap those. So what I'm going to do is I'll start with this one, and I can start with these up here as a matter of fact. So what I want to do also is in this folder is my John Deere edit, but over here is my implement, which I will need these 3 files. These need to go with it. I'm going to open this back up. I'm going to drop them into textures. Now, whether you want to create your own folder, however you want to do it, this is a little, it's the way he did it. It's fine. There's not a problem with the way he did it. What I'll do is I'm just going to paste it in here as well. If you want to create a new folder, go for it. But there they are. There's my 3 files. They are located under textures. You don't need the whole path. You're just going to need the / textures. As well as in here should be the vehicle shader dirt, as you guys see. So I can add that in as well. So what I'll do is I'll minimize that for now. We'll go back over here. Okay. Oops, and open my Notepad++. And here we go. So this is where I was trying to call from previously, and it obviously didn't work out. So what we did, as you guys saw, we're going to type in exactly as it is, cap, sensitive, etc. Otherwise you'll get a little warning message that the caps don't match. So it's textures, case quad track diffuse. This will be textures, case I quad track normal. And you guess it, this will be, oops, if I spell right, my fingers work, textures quad track. Okay, there's all my files. Now down here is where we get the vehicle shader dirt. So again, I'm going to do texture / vehicle shader dirt. Now, why he does a / here and most of them are backslashes, you got me. Without looking at it, I'm not sure why he did it a certain way. I don't think it's sensitive, but something new. I had never seen it done before in a mod. So what I'll do is I'll save that. Well, this is our other treat if we happen to get to it tonight. And then what I'll do is, just for the heck of it, I'm going to close that out. I'll open my class number 8 back up. And you can always just refresh for the textures, reload the textures up here. It's a little circle icon. Me personally, I always exit out and come back in. It's just old hat for me. And again, it's saying texture vehicles, probably because it's textures. That's my guess. Of course it is. I put texture. That's my bad. So we're just going to do textures there. So one more time. Now I will do it. I will close this out. And the 3rd time's a charm. So let's see here. Alright, and there it is. So go back to our edit camera, and as you guys see, that is the quad track. That's exactly what we need. So that is that. Granted, it is a little red, but we can always add out the color as you feel fit. Alright, so the next item. Now that could be a little tricky, but I went ahead and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Basically, all this information now we added in i3D, which is the easy part. The next part we need to do is edit the vehicle XML to accept all those items. So I will open this up. And here is our vehicle XML of the tractor, the 9560. And what we need to add in is the attacher joints, the moving parts, etc. So there's quite a few items that need to be added in. And what I'm going to do here is let me open up another window. I'll slide this over here for now. And I'll show you guys exactly what we need to add in. Alright, open that one here. I'll move this to a new instance. Okay. So as you guys know, it's a little bit harder to do it with two screens. So I will try my best to get this on and make sure I show you guys everything. If I don't, I apologize. Okay. So I'm going to try to adjust this. It's probably going to be hard to read, but you should be able to follow along here. So, first item we need to add in will be the attacher joint back rotation. And of course, it's really tough to see those back here. So what we need to do is add that over into our attacher joint back rotation, which he will be 119.0. Okay. And let me select this. Okay, so I'm over here, and what I'm going to try to do is try to keep this as neat as possible, okay? So the attacher joint for trailers, I'm going to put down below and add all my items above. So that way it's fairly easy. And what I did was I just copied out of another vehicle. So basically it's saying attacher joint index, and what I need to make sure is that this index is 119.000. So that's the first item. And where I'm getting that info from, I'll show you guys. I don't want to bore you to death, but what I'll do is I'll at least give you an example. And what I did was I grabbed the front of Farming Simulator 2015, data, vehicles, steerable, SIH, go down here to the quad track. Okay. So in the quad track, what I did was, to make a long story short, until we got it, to get this to where it was. And again, they don't have an edit camera, which is fine. You don't ever want to save any of this. This will mess up your multiplayer game. So what it is as you guys see here, here's our attacher joints, back rotation, back PTO, which we'll see very similar to this. I'm gonna try moving this over here so you guys can see both. Okay. The only difference is, again, is what I did was I created my own transform group, so I can move this whole implement as one item. Where over here, they're all under the transform group, so they're individually separate, which is fine. But you know, like I said, I rather, me personally, have it as one. I can move the whole thing and tweak it to where I want it. So what I do is I look at the attacher. I'm going to pull this over here full screen. I'm going to get rid of the John Deere for now. So we see that they're the same as far as the naming. So this is attacher joint back rotation. I will pull this up full screen. So we have the attacher joint back rotation. Here it is. Okay. Now look at the index path. It's 111. So what I'm also going to open up, in my case IH, and do not save these. If you're worried about saving, just copy the files out, do a save as, just get them out of there, you know, if safe bet. So here is our case IH quad track 620 XML. So what I'll do is I'll scroll down to my attacher joints, because I know that's what I'm going to need. Now, this is going to be the tough part, but as you guys see, it was 111 was the rotation node. And basically what I did is I'll highlight this whole area because I know it's relating to the implement attacher. The joint, the bottom one, these are all part of that as well. So what I did was I'm going to go and reference. So I have two monitors, so the way I did it, you can do it with one monitor. It's going to take you a little bit longer just because of how it works. So what I did was, to show you how I did it, was I copy this, paste it into the John Deere. Okay. So over to here, I just did the one line. You can do both. And then what I actually did was went through and relabeled all the index joints. So for example, I will do this from here just to show you guys the one line. I won't do them all, like I said. This is not to bore you guys to death because it's kind of dry. It's very repetitive in how it works. So what I did was I copied that. Okay. Now even though I did put this one in, I'll get rid of this for now. There we go. And I'll paste this in. Now I can tell you right now, these indexes are not going to match up at all. They're totally different. So there's that one. This is copied in from the case IH quad track. So as we notice, what I did and how I do it, again, it's just comparing notes. So I'll go over here. Even you don't see the tractor that much. I'm sorry for crunching it, but like I said, I usually have both monitors running. It's a little bit easier, and this is a little bit tougher to work with. So let me just squeeze that down a little bit more. So first thing I did is in the quad track, so I find the first index. Because what I do is go and change all these indexes over to what they are in my John Deere tractor. So I'll go here. I look for 111. I'll go down to 0. I'll go down one more level. 11100, which over here, underneath the attacher joint back rotation, is called the attacher joint back. Okay, so I know it's going to get a little crazier, so I'll try to go slow so everybody can follow along. I kind of get the hang of it a little bit because I did it a couple times, unfortunately, until I got it just right.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
James Crypto, thanks for the follow. So what I did was, again, it's the attacher joint back, just to follow along. And then underneath the attacher joint back, here it is. So my 11100 in my John Deere is this guy. So the nice thing about Giants, it'll let you copy and paste. Okay, so right click copy, come over here, right click paste. Okay, and there's that. That one is updated. So the first item index is now updated. The next thing I need to go to is rotation node. Okay, 1 greater than 11. Okay, now I'm going to show you. I know what it already is, but I'm going to still show you guys so it's you can follow along here. So there's 111, which is the attacher joint back rotation. It's the main one for this guy. So what I'll do is I'm going to open back up my John Deere. Attacher joint back rotation. Now mine's going to appear a little different, and here's why. When I created that new transform group, it's going to add an extra level to it. So instead of this being 1 greater than 11, mine's going to be 1 greater than 19 line 0 because I have an extra layer in there. So I'm going to highlight this, hit copy, come over here to my Notepad++, highlight, right click, paste, however you want to paste, however you want to do your cut, your copy, your paste, etc. However you skin a cat, it's all done. It's all the same in the end. Next thing is our root node. So we'll go back to our quad track. In this case, as you guys see, the root node, if you're ever wondering what a root node is, it's this part right here that I highlighted. The root node is on the left-hand side of the greater symbol. It's as clear as that. That's the best way I can explain it. So as you see for the case quad track, they also divided up. Let me go full screen so you guys can see. He also divided up into front and back because it is an articulating tractor. So the back part, as you guys see, for the root node is 1. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll squeeze this back down. I'll minimize it, and then go to my John Deere. On my John Deere, again, I already know my root node, but I'll show you just to verify. He did the same thing. Front half is 0 for the root node. Back half is 1. So again, the root node, that's fine. That'll stay the same. No change in the root node. Okay. Moving along, the min rotation and max rotations, leave it all alone. It works the way it does. I don't know offhand what the values, they represent something in the actual implement, how much they move. So they move like 13 and then -5 and -2, which is fine. It'll work. I see it works on a quad track, so I'm going to leave those values alone. The next value I need to adjust is rotation node number 2, which is a 111.0. So again, and again, you guys see how boring this can be. This can be very dry. So I go here. I will find 111.0. Okay, so I know it's the attacher joint back rotation number 2, as noted over here. I will open the John Deere, go down to Transform Group, attacher joint back rotation number 2. It will be 119.00. So that will be this guy. So I will go copy. I will paste it over to here, and that value is updated. Again, max rotation, max trans limit, max rotation, leave those all alone. What I need to update next is the PTO output. Okay, now this value did not come over because it's 1 less than 10, and we only copied from 11 on down, as you guys see. So what I'm going to look for is open this up a little bit bigger, okay? And what I'm going to do is look down here. This attacher joint was already part of the vehicle, okay? And it did have a PTO output node. So what I'm going to do is copy the one from down here, which are the same. So no touching that at all. So as I said, these were in the tractor prior. These were not. So the PTO node, output node, is identical. They're the same. They're fine. PTO file name, again, is calling from the in-game Giants folder. How do I know that? By $ data vehicles. So anything $data sign is usually pulling from the in-game, which the more often you can do that is great because it's less duplication work. So if you pull the PTO file name out, which you can do, you're just basically reinventing the wheel. So you don't have to do that. It's already there for us. So I just grab it. Again, same location. Okay. And then I'm moving along. Go down to the next step now. And again, you guys see where it's going here. The bottom arm rotation node. So on to the next item. I'm just going to edit this out and I'll show you, so we can not make the night drag on for you guys. I'll just do this one line here. And we'll finish out, and I'll show you the finished product and how it looks and how it functions and so forth. Okay, so the next bottom arm rotation node will be 1 greater than 12. And again, go back, open my case quadrant, find 1 greater than 12, which will be this guy here. So it's called attacher joint back arm bottom. I will open up my Giants. Attacher joint back arm bottom. Again, it's going to be 1 greater than 19, line 1. So I'll just copy, and I will paste. So basically what you're doing is you're just updating all the new values. Translation node, 112.0. I'll go back here to quad track. 112.0 is the attacher back lower arms. Go over to here. Attacher back lower arms, 1 greater 19, line 1, 0. And I will update this value. So you see how much fun this can be by doing this many times over and over. Next item is 112.00. So I will open up my case quad track one more time. And 1 greater than 12, 0, 0. There's that item. So it's reference point back bottom. I'll go over to my John Deere. And I will go reference point back bottom. And I will highlight this, hit copy, and highlight this item over here, and hit paste. And there, that's updated. So as of right now, guys, we have the attacher. We have the attacher section should be done. What I'm going to do is verify. Is go over to here, and they did label it. Giants put very little notes in, but it's fine. So we did this part is the implement here, the implement attacher from here to here. They added 2 trailer joints, which was already in our John Deere, which are these guys. So that's fine. So you get the idea. That's how we're going to add in all the attacher joints. The attacher joints, you have to update that, as well as the moving tools. I can do One example there as well. That way you get the idea and see what's going on. So in this, anything that's related to the nodes that we copied over. And what I'm talking about is, I will pull this over to the right. I will pull up the quad track, okay? Now, as you took notice, when I pulled out the implement out of the quad track that I gave you to in that file, again, it's exclamation point class mods, you'll get the link for the tractor as well as the link for the Dropbox implement that I pulled out of the quad track, as well as the link to the Ford F150 converting it from 13 to 15 if we have time, and I believe we will. So I'm going to cut this one a little short here so I don't make it too dry. So I know I copied from here, so from 10 down to 15. If there's anything over in the case quad track that is 1 greater than 10 to 1 greater than 15, guess what? That needs to come over. Whether it's in moving tools, whether it's in moving parts, you name it, you need to come on over. If you don't bring it over, you will get a Lua script error saying that it cannot find or it will not move. It will not function correctly. So in this case, it's 1 through 15, which is it, and even Giants went through it so nice and actually labeled it as the upper joint. This one is something else because it's outside the range that we discussed. So what we're going to do is we will grab this for to be safe. I will grab all these for moving tools. Go over my John Deere. Now as you notice my John Deere, between the attacher joints and moving parts, there is no moving tools. Not a problem. We're going to make one. So this is what we're going to do. Again, we copied, and we're just going to go click, and Control V for paste, and now we have moving tools in there. Okay. Now, just to clean this up, I know these don't belong. Again, if you don't take these out as well, it's going to throw an error. Okay, so the main group is called moving tools, as shown here to here. Thankfully, Notepad++ tells me where it starts and ends, and everything in between is a moving tool. So as you noticed, this is one section. So 1 greater than 12, I'll just do this one, just show you an example, like I said, but anything from 1 greater than 10 through 1 greater than 15, all it needs to be, make sure that no matter where it lies in the vehicle XML, needs to be brought over and put in the vehicle XML of our John Deere in the same fashion. The only thing you need to do is update all the indexes, rotation nodes, etc. All those key items will change numbers because of the fact of where we're putting them in a tractor. Rarely will they match up identical, and they most likely will need to be checked and changed. So in this case, I'm going to pull this back over here a little small because this isn't that big of a section, so it works out well. So what I'll do is look for my attacher joint back bottom, which is 1 greater than 12, and attacher joint back bottom, okay, 1 greater than 12. I will open my John Deere, and again, we are looking for attacher joint back bottom, which should be this guy right here. And in case you get confused, always double check yourself. So it is called attacher joint back bottom. If I can get this back to resizing, there we go. So this is 119.1. Again, copy, and we will update this guy right here. Okay, so there's that one updated, and so forth and so on. Rinse and repeat is what I always like to say. So 113 is our back arm bottom cylinder. I will go over here, find our back arm bottom cylinder. Jammed, what I'm doing is there is a John Deere 95. This is Farming Simulator 2015 on American Eagle Modding website. It's called a John Deere 9560R, which has 2 attacher joints, so you can pull the trailer and trailer low. What I did was I grabbed what's called the implement attacher from the in-game tractor and added this onto our John Deere. So you can now pull around your plows, or yeah, your plows as well as your planters that you couldn't do previously. So that's what I'm doing, is just showing them how to add it in Giants Editor as well as in our vehicle XML. Um, and again, if it's too crazy, I do put them up on YouTube as well. If you do exclamation point YouTube, you'll find all the classes. So our next item, again, is this guy here, our back bottom cylinder, which is 119.2. So I'll go over here, and I'll update this guy as well, 119.2. Okay. So you guys getting the idea here. I don't want to. Again, we're a half hour in, and it's this tutorial. If I did it from beginning to end, is going to take a couple, maybe an hour or two. But I just want to show you what I'm doing and how to go about it, and what this how to update your nodes, your indexes, and all the other items. So again, you go to 14, and it's like a rinse repeat process. This is the attach your joint back upper arm, one less of 14. Attach your joint back upper arm is 119.3. Now I see you guys see the pattern going on. It's just one greater than. So if I wanted to do this, if I got lazy, I can do this. And I can pretty much assume it's going to be 4. This is where you're going to catch yourself in a problem. So always double check. And again, it is the upper link, so it is the correct one. So again, update the moving tools, update the moving parts, anything that's relevant to our pieces. Again, you see it over here, 113, 114, 114, 115. These are all items. No problem, Screen Banshee. Yeah, it's going to be up on YouTube as well. But I just wanted to show you guys, again, I'm going to try to do at least one or two in a section so you can follow along. And again, the moving tools, you just keep updating them. So, if they have a index of 112, 113, 114, 115, that's in the case quad track. The key is, to put aside some time and take your time in doing this. You take your time, you'll guarantee to do it right. So the next area we need to update, as you guys see, this is our case quad track. So our next item will be this. You see 113 in here, and we have to update the moving parts. So the key is to make sure you copy over all the items you need. So as you see, Giants is nice enough to label this as well. So we need to copy the upper link section, the attach your joint back bottom cylinder 2B, the attach your joint back bottom cylinder 2, and the attach your joint back bottom cylinder 1. Oh, I know, guys. I'm sure it's crazy. Just hang in there. You'll get her. So all I do, again, is copy. Now I already know my John Deere does have a moving parts section. Yay. Okay, so what I'll do is I need to hit enter, create a new line. And just for now, I'm going to paste that in. Okay? So don't get scared. This is how it works. And then we just have to go through, just like we did above, and update our nodes and our indexes. So that way it'll work. Each one from 110 to 115, as noted here, need to be all updated in here. So the moving part, 113, I'll go over to here, and it's just a constantly thing of going back and forth. This is the joint back arm bottom cylinder. Go over to my John Deere, back bottom cylinder, it's this. Okay, copy, and I will update this. Boom. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for all these items. I will do one moving part for you guys, just in case, and then you just obviously update the other moving parts as well, down to the upper link. Again, it'd be very dry if I did the whole thing from beginning to end, but at least if I do one piece in one section each, you guys will be able to follow along and update as required. And like I said, just take your time and you'll be fine. So the next item is a reference point 114.2. I'll come over to here. 114.1.2. Reference point cylinder. Okay. Now this matches that, of course. So it's our reference point cylinder under attach your joint back upper arm. Okay. Attach your joint back upper arm. reference point cylinder. There it is. Okay. Control C for copy, and I will update this guy as well. Boom, there it goes. Okay. Reference frame is 114.1, so I will find a quad track, go to 114.1, so a cylinder 2B reference frame. Okay. Cylinder 2B reference frame, here it is. So let's do a copy. And I will paste this here. And there's that updated. One more part, guys, I promise. And then I'm going to show you the end product because I'm sure it's not that fun to follow along. Trust me, but it's always good to know how to do this. It's a great learning experience. It'll help you out in case you ever need to add this to another vehicle of your choice. Next item is 113.0. So 113.0 is there, which is the attacher joint back arm bottom cylinder translation. Go up to here. And I believe that is it. See, I always got to double check myself as well, guys. Yep, it's back bottom. Attacher joint back arm bottom cylinder translation. Whoops, double click. There it is. Attacher joint back arm bottom cylinder translation. And I'll take this 119.20 and I will paste it over to here. Boom, there it is. Okay. So that's basically updating the key items which you'll need to update will be attacher joints section, those indexes, as well as the moving tools. You need to add the whole section in, which we all did update. And I did this one section here for you guys. So what you would have to do is basically do the same thing I've been doing. Have two versions. Me personally, I have two giant windows open. One with the original quad track in, and I also have the original vehicle XML, so that I can reference one to the other. It's basically back and forth, back and forth. And then to throw in the mix, I bring in my John Deere, which adds a whole nother level of index paths that you need to update. So again, I did this one for you. This is what it looks like. I will go full screen so you guys can actually see it. Not that there's much more or any better, but you can see it better in visual when you go back and watch it on YouTube if you decide to try to do it yourself. And if you have any questions, comments, swing by the forums, shoot me a message, shoot me one on Twitch, however you like. I will try my best to help you out. And that's the best advice I can give. So again, updated the moving tools. This whole section was added. I added these two items in here and updated the indexes and nodes as well. And I did this one as well. So for your homework, homework, yeah, I'm sure everybody wants homework, right? But anyway, to give it a try, guys, try doing these, see how you make out. Again, just follow along the methods I did for this guy, and you'll be fine. I know it's repetitive. It'll take a little while, but I guarantee you guys will get the hang of it. So what you do is just make sure you save your work, save often, and you won't be in trouble. Again, I didn't edit anything as far as the in-game vehicles, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this out and say, no, I do not want to save changes because this would mess up my multiplayer game. I don't want that to happen. Now, as far as this goes, I can save this. This to make sure. I always make sure I work in the edit cam. If I didn't, well, then I got to do it all over again. So there, again, how I added the implement. It's in, and the reason I made its own transform group one more time is so I want to slide it in and out, up and down. If I didn't, and I tried doing it like I was telling you guys, now that I already saved, I'll show you. I have it all highlighted. You think it should move all together. Unfortunately, no. Nope. I don't think so. So that's why I did it this way. So that way when I do move it, it's all one piece. It'll stay together. Every component of the implement will stay together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure I have this over in my folder, and I do. And I'm going to show you guys the finished product, what all your hard work will pay off, and what it will look like, and what you'll be allowed to do. Okay? So just bear with me here. And I'm going to open Farming Sim, and I'll show you what the end product is. And then we'll go on to part 2 of tonight. You know, I'm running a little bit later. I think we can get it done in 20 minutes. If not, we go over a little bit. You know, don't hold it against me. Do my best to keep it narrowed down here. And while our game is loading up, don't forget to swing by Friday nights at 7 p.m. will be Dave's map making class, Eastern Standard Time, as well as 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do Pleasant Valley Rivers, our first official preview of that. So what I'll do is I'll go to my category, I'll go to tractors, and there it is right here. And I'll purchase it in the store. And then I'll go down here to the store. And as you guys see, there it is. There's our implement. So that way, if you want to go over and even be allowed to pick up this little plow, you can now do it. Where before, you wouldn't be able to do it. So now you can go out and plow your field with this big tractor, and this, or cultivate, I should say, not plow. So now you'll be able to do that with that. As well as your sowing machine. So if you want to, you know, you could pull the horse, which is not a problem, but if you wanted to pull, for instance, let me see if I have one. See if I have a sewing machine. I do. I have my big John Deere. But if you have a Horse Pronto, John Deere, etc., you know, I always felt as though this tractor needed this. It was always missing, and I think it needed to have this item because it looks really cool. And it's a shame that you couldn't do this with the big tractor. And for some reason it's not picking up. Oh, there it was. My bad. It's a little fussy. This planter, sometimes when you first buy it, gets stuck in the ground, but all I do is I pull it out of the ground like that. So there it is. There's adding the implement on that was not there prior. And you can raise and lower. So there it is raised. There it is lowered. And it's good to go. So that way you'll be able to go over here and plant your field with this nice big John Deere planter, as well as the 9560R with our new implement attacher. So that is part 1. So, and again, just to fill in the rest of the values, just follow along. You guys be good to go. And if not, always check your log. It'll tell you if you made any errors. Trust me. The log is your best friend. Okay, so for now, these 2 folders are good. My second part for tonight, I'm going to try to squeeze it in here as fast as possible, but as thorough as possible, is there's this truck also over on American Eagle Modding. I'm going to show you what it looks like. You know, everybody wants their own truck and convert it over. Well, here's the one from Lazy Mod Studios. It's a Ford F150. Pretty nice truck and not too complicated to convert over. So this is why I'm going to pick this one, so you have at least a Ford F150. Now I know if Ford's not your flavor, I apologize. This is the one I picked. It's fairly simple to convert over. He did a really nice job. There's minimal amount of errors. It's a small file. I think it's a little over a 3 megabyte file for a nice looking truck. The interior is something to be desired, but it is what it is. If you find a better interior, you can always apply your nicer interior. So what I'm going to do is just make sure we're going to convert this over.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Boosta Dave 13, thanks for the follow. Sorry about the guys. Had a cough. I didn't want to cough in your ear. I hope I muted it correctly. Okay. So first thing we need to do is we extracted this file here, which I always leave a copy of the zip file in there. We have the mod description of vehicle XML, the i3D, etc. First thing I'll do is I'll open everything the way it is, the F150.i3D. Again, all these files are on American Eagle Modding. If you do exclamation point class mods, it'll pop up. Go to American Eagle Modding, register if you have to, guys. Like again, good group of guys, very helpful, nice mods. This is in the 2013 section. So what I'm going to do is open this in Giant 6.0.3. Okay, and it comes in pretty easy. As we notice down here in Giant's Editor, we have an outdated custom shader. The emissive billboard shader.xml has version 2. Please convert this file to version 3. Cool. No problem. I'm not going to save it. I'm just going to close out. I know what I need to update. So, in my textures, there it is. Emissive billboard shader. I need to update. I'll go down to Windows Explorer. And I'm going to do it from scratch. I'm going to close out a couple of these guys. Don't mind me. Just because we have a few extra open. Go to Windows Explorer. Let me pull it up over here. C drive, x86. Primary Simulator 2015. Now, sorry about that. Cough one more time. Got dry throat. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to where am I at? Data. I'm going to go to Vehicles. It'll be under Shared. And we're going to look for Emissive Billboard Shader. Now, if you notice, I'm just going to search for emissive, and I'm pretty sure they changed the name of it. I believe they named it to now emissive light shader, but I'll double check. I'll go up one more level. What I'll do is I'll double check here. Just type in emissive. Let your computer do the search. Emissive light shader. So there she is. That's exactly what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'll copy this file. Go over here, paste it in. Okay, emissive light shader. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this original file. I don't need it anymore. Is there any harm in having it in there? No. But I just try to keep it nice and tidy. So what I'm going to do is I need to update that in my vehicle i3D file. So simplest way to do it is to right-click rename, hit right-click copy, highlight the whole name, come back out, go to my i3D file, right-click, go to edit with Notepad++, open it up, search for the emissive billboard shader.xml, and I'm just going to right-click, highlight it, right-click, go paste, emissive light shader.xml. That's the new one for 15. The other one was for 13, so we need to update that. And there we go. Just hit the save button. We're going to close that out. We will close this out for now as well. I'm going to open this in my Giants editor at 6.03. Notice that error is now gone. So that is now taken care of. So you don't need to, but I always will do a save just in case. And again, he has outdoor camera, inside camera, and camera. Camera is when you do all your editing and you'll be good to go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is scroll back. We are done with editing the i3D file. Again, real nice, easy mod. Not too complicated to knock out. Next thing I'm going to do is open my mod description. Going from 13 to 15, the description version needs to be 20. Sometimes it's 21, sometimes 22, sometimes 23. All I know is I try to go with a lower number. Usually works out fine. It also depends on the scripts that are involved with the vehicle as well. So for this case, I know 20 works. So I'm changing the mod description to 20. I will leave all this information alone. All I'm doing is converting it from 13 to 15, and I want to make sure that everybody, the author and version, do not change. Moving along. These are the 110 entries for the blinker, which don't need to change. Specializations. The one thing that needs to change with our specialization is dynamic exhausting system. No longer exists. This will not, for some reason, this does not work. The script needs to be updated to run the dynamic exhausting system. So I don't know how to update it. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. All I know is it's broken. So if it's broken, I can't have you in there. So what I'm going to do is, this is called striking out. It'll start with an exclamation point inside the less than sign, followed by 2 dashes, and then it needs to end on the left side of the greater than symbol with a dash dash. That's telling me that that line is now struck out. You can also delete it. Me personally, I like to leave them in to see what I might have removed, or what I might have changed. And in case I mess up the file, I still have it here. All I would have to do is remove those few items. Moving along, vehicle type, we don't need to change. Specialization is motorized, which is correct. Steerable, honk, the blinkers. And again, we remove this guy, the dynamic exhausting system. So again, we need to strike it out in the vehicle type. Okay. Moving along, store items. Okay, this is fine. Specs, etc. Not a problem. Machine type needs to be changed to category. Okay, from 13 it was machine types to 15 it's now category. Okay. It's under miscellaneous, which is fine. I'm going to experiment here. I'm going to do it cars. I think cars is correct as far as putting it in cars as opposed to that. But what I'll do, I'm going to open this back up just to make sure. And I'll check one of the in-game's vehicles. So if I go to steerable and cars and the pickup, this is the ugly, ugly little pickup. Oh, unfortunately that's not going to help me because it's not in a mod description. But I'm going to try cars just for fun. I believe that is the correct one. Okay. Again, here, this is all has to do with the blinkers, so we don't have to change anything. Not a thing at all. Okay, so that should be good to go. I will save that, which I already did. And I'm going to go over to here, and I will close the sound as well. Now, I should be ready to test out my mod. What I'm going to do, just to make sure, is a copy, and I'll paste. There's my copy, just in case I mess up something so severely, I at least have a copy. One thing I come to find out is that happens. So it's we all make a mistake now and then, and I'll hit controls. I want to do copy. I have a little test folder over here, which I have quite a few items in currently. So what I'm going to do just for now is I'm going to just create a new folder, number 2. I clean my desktop a little bit, so hopefully it's not too bad on the eyes. And I'm just going to add a new folder here quick, called new folder number 2. There's that. Hit OK. Hit save. Activate. Oops. And hit save. OK. So now when I take my class number 8, I'll take this, do copy. Come over here to my new folder number 2 and hit paste. And just to verify that that went through, I will check my mod commander out one more time. And there it is. So that appeared. That's good. So I know it's pointing to the right folder. Next thing I'm going to do is fire up the trusty old Giants game. Farming Simulator 2015. Okay, we're going to try out and see what we need to do to get this truck functioning. So we know we removed the dynamic exhaust and edited a few other items as well. So let's see how we do. Again, our log is going to tell us what I did wrong. And hopefully, it'll at least be functional, at least in game, that'll appear. But again, if I mess something up, then we will go and find out what it is. So it's cars, and there it is. I did do that part right, just on a whim. And there's our truck. So let me double click. It says a vehicle implement cannot be purchased. Try again. Good. Well, why not? And here it is. Vehicle load unknown type Ford F150 V1.F150. Good deal. I like it when things go wrong. That way I can show you guys how to fix it. So my guess is, what I'll show you guys is I'll open, open a mod description up. We will look in here. And if my guess is we have motorized, steerable, honk, blinker. I'm pretty sure we need to have more items than that. So what I'll do is I'm going to open this folder. Let me see over here. Oops, there it is. Okay. So I already went ahead and did this one again, just to make sure and prepared. I compare notes here. So I'll move to a new instance. I will drag this over to here. And I'll show you guys as you see the difference. And again, this is our one that we're currently working on that gave me the error that didn't understand what type of vehicle type it was. Ford F-150, not a problem. As you guys notice, there's a few extra items that need to be added in for 15. Motorized, and a lot of stuff that I do, I have a mod that works. And what I do is I compare notes. So make sure they both have the same information. So as you guys see here, what I need to add to make it to work is motorized, steerable, steerable. It needs to be drivable, needs to be added in as well. So all I do, it needs drivable and cylindered. Hit Control C. I'll show you on screen. So right after steerable, just hit enter. It'll create another blank line. Control V to paste it in, and there it is. Those are the two items that need to be added that should make this vehicle be recognized. If not, we're going to have to do a little more work, which is not a big deal. So what I'll do is I'll save that. And again, guys, what I'm going to do is just take my mod description. That's the only thing I changed. Copy it over, copy and replace over this file. And then all that I would do as well is take this, do Control C, or I'll just show you as well on the screen, and hit paste. Yes, the file exists. We're going to copy and replace it. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is fire up Farming Sim 15 one more time, just to see if it works, if I can purchase it. And if not, it's back to the drawing board, and you guys get to see me fix it in live and in person. Alright, so wait for trusty farm sim to fire up here. Here we go. So we'll go to purchase again. Again, it still appears in categories, is good. And there it is. Just double click. You can fetch your purchase. Yay. We did it, guys. Good job. Now, another good thing is, two little errors. The 3D Studio sound file are not supported, so we need to convert those. And an error, failed to load particle system, exhaust particle system, which we knew was coming because we got rid of the dynamic exhaust particle system out of the mod description. Okay, but for giggles, let's head down there and see if it's, there it is. There's our Ford F-150. Okay, lights work. Four ways work. I mean, it's a pretty neat little truck, and not that hard to convert. This is good. This is for anybody that wants to jump in the water and convert a truck and do it up to their liking. You know, it moves, not that fast, which we can fix, but you get the idea. So it works good. We got in the game. We don't have any exhaust particle. Not a problem. So we're going to fix that, okay? I'm going to jump out here. Yes. And quit. Okay, so we noticed, let me show you guys. Those are those two. Oh, that screen flashing. Alright, caramba. We'll go over to here, go to our C drive. Go, whoops, my bad. Go to My Documents, My Games, Farming Sim 2015. We will scroll down to the log file, which will tell us all we need to know. Again, all you saw when I pulled up the tilde key is this running live. As you guys see, there is a warning, which 3D stereo sound files are not supported, convert it, and also failed to load particle systems. So I'll keep that up. I'll keep that open just so I know I can reference it and what I need to update. So first thing I'll do is go to here, the Ford F-150. And I'll maximize it here. So first thing I need to know is that sound file. Okay, so let me go find that sound file, and what we're going to do is we can update it. Now, one of two things you can do. You can either, I believe it was called idle. Let's open this up here. It was called car idle run.wave. So we have car idle run.wave. It sounds car idle run.wave. Okay, not a problem. What we can do is we replace it with an in-game one. So what I'll do is open this up. Go to Farming Simulator 2015. And went to the wrong folder, which is fine. We'll go Program X86. We will go to Farming Simulator 2015. Go to Data, Vehicles. And what I'm going to reference this time, guys, is we already know that they have that awesome, let me take it back, they have this crappy pickup in here, which is fine. It does the job. The reason I didn't know about it is it's going to tell me what files are referenced here. So, for instance, they have a pickup idle.wave. I'm guessing we're going to need that. So what I'll do is I'll do this. I'll hit copy. And what I'm going to do is, all the folders I got there, sounds, I will go here. Okay, so pick up idle wave. All I'm going to do, since they already went ahead, and I'll verify this, is car idle run. See, they did, oops, that's the run one. That one's a little different. So there it is. My bad, I copied the wrong one. So let's just pick up run. So I will paste this in here and get rid of the idle. So we're going to do car idle run. We're going to do rename. We're going to do Control C. We'll copy. I will now delete this file because what I'm going to do is rename. I'll do paste car idle run. So that way you don't need to edit a thing. All we did was replace the file from when it's in game, from one of the in-game vehicles, and we know it's going to work now because it works for the lovely pickup they supplied us with. So there is that. Okay. Now the first thing I need to do outside of that as well, here's that. I'll get rid of this. And I'm not going to change anything in here. And I'll leave this open because I need to go back to this eventually. And let me see my other folder for F150. I'll bring this down. So what I need to do is I updated items in the sound folder. I'll open up my zip file. I will highlight my sounds. I'm going to delete it out of the zip file. That way, I can do this. And I know that my sound files will be updated. So that fixed that problem. That's step 1. Step 2 is getting our particle exhaust system to work. Again, I could have went back. I should have left it open and went to my truck. So I'll show you guys. We'll go back to there one more time. We will go back to the C drive, x86, Farming Simulator 2015, data, vehicles, steerable, cars, pickup. Okay, here is that. So I am happy with this. I will close this down. I will make this full screen. I will move to a new instance. There we go. That way I'll slide this over. I'll do split screen again. It's always nicer to do it with this. Alright, here's our Ford F150. Now let me scroll down to our in-game truck, which is named Pickup. And we'll notice that they have an exhaust. See, they referenced in here as well, the dynamic exhausting system. We don't have that. So we took that out in our mod description. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this. I don't need this, and this might mess things up. So it is gone. Notice how this is 13, this is 15, guys. They relabeled how they did that. Okay? So what I'm going to do is they relabeled it exhaust effects. So what I'll do is rename this exhaust effects. They do not have a count in. What they mean by count is if it had dual exhaust, to be count 2. You get the idea. And that was a single pipe exhaust, so it was only, count 1. Next thing we need to do, again, is name this. So honestly, there's an easier way to do that. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you guys how to do it. We're going to just take this out. And we'll do copy. And just make sure I have the original line. I'm going to bump it down one. Do paste. Okay. Now, as far as all these additional items, I don't need all this min and max RPM. I want to see an exhaust, regardless of the RPM. There we go. What it did was, I just copied out from the pickup, and the key thing, like we saw with the case quad track to the John Deere, is when you update R, in this case, they referenced it as a node number down in 13. It's now an index up in 15. So 0 greater than 10. And there's that updated. So what I can do is now delete this line out of my exhaust effects. So I'll highlight that all, delete that line, move that up. Lastly and not least is I need to end it with the exhaust effects. There we go. So that way I know when it highlights it, it's telling me the beginning and the end. And what it's doing is I updated the file name that is calling it from, again, the Giants in-game engine from the shared folder. So it should work. Okay? Now the only thing I might need to do is maybe rotate this a little bit in the actual i3D file, but we're going to check it out. It should get rid of the error at least. So I'll save that, close this out, close out all my things in Notepad++. I will close that out as well. And what I updated this time was only this file. I will copy and replace. And then what I'll do down here is do copy and paste. And there is that. And we're going to load up in Farming Simulator 2015 and see how it rolls. Hopefully get rid of all our errors. Why this is loaded up? Let me tell you guys. If you're interested, I know guys are checking our points. What you do is exclamation point beer money, and you get a party started. You can check your Big Daddy Bucks by doing exclamation points. So I will show you how to get this party started here. Why it's loading up. And there we go. We're trying to get a team together to get a party going. I know Dave does planting hemp. I do like a beer party. So something a little bit different. So go to categories, go to cars, buy my truck. Okay. Now again, to check my running log. And I will check it out. And the only thing it has in is a new warning for fuel usage. Not a problem. We can fix that as well. So what we got is I'll go down to here. There, check it out, guys. We have the exhaust particle. It is going straight up and down. Looks a little goofy, but hey, guess what? It works. That's not a problem. We can fix that. As well as the min and max RPM values. So let me go back out. And we'll fix those two items. And then we'll be good to go. Ooh, F1's gone big or gone home, baby. That's awesome. Alright, let's check this out. Oh, sorry guys. I don't know why my stream went on you guys. If you missed anything in particular, or if, where you picked up, just let me know and I'll try to recap. I apologize for that. So what I'm looking for, again, now, boy, look at all these items. Not a problem. Our vehicle XML is going to help us out one more time, guys. Here it is. The node I need to rotate. We'll get back to the fuel usage thing, don't worry. The node I'm looking for is 0 greater than 10. Because I know it needs to be rotated. It was vertical. So I found 0. Here it is, right here. Particle system, 0 greater than 10. As you guys saw, it's pointing straight up and down. I want it to come out just a little bit to the side. Maybe something along that lines. You can keep rotating it, tweaking as much as you want. And here, we'll get it close, guys. I don't want to keep you much longer than I already have, since we're running a little past. So that's basically, you get the idea. There's where our new exhaust is going to shoot at least to the side a little bit. And again, if you want to rotate a little bit, it'll come up a little bit. There we go. So that's just adjusting our exhaust particle system. I will save that. I will close that out. The next item that we need to concern with, I'll open this F150 back up. Now as well, it should be in my recent, which I'm hoping it is, our lovely little pickup. Okay guys, as they do fuel usage, I'm just going to update these values. I'm going to copy. And I'm going to show you what they did in 13. This is how they did fuel. Capacity and usage is a little bit different. So I can leave those values as 300, but I need to change at least the usage. But there it is. So it's now 132 and 26. This matches the in-game truck. Okay. So that should be updated. So now we should be air free. So again, let me go back to here. The items I updated this time, guys, is these two. If you're ever worried about what you updated, just rezip the whole thing. It'll save you the headache of if something went awry, you'll be good to go. And again, I'm just going to do a copy. I'll do a paste down to here, replace. And now we should be good to go. KW, if you're out there, buddy, could you try giving anybody that stuck around for, since we're going a little bit past 9, an extra 200 points, if you don't mind, please. I added you as an editor, and you should be able to now do it. If not, let me know, and I'll have to dig a little deeper. So guys, if all goes well, we should have no errors in our log. And we should have a nice little Ford F-150 that we can run around with. Now, if you want to stick around, I'll show you one more tweak that we should do to make it run a little bit better. Because if I remember right, it's a little bit heavy. Okay, guys, guess what? Great news. No errors, no warnings in our log right here. This is all it did. Awesome, it worked. Thanks for your help, KW. So, we did that, and it worked. I am happy. That makes life good. And that way you guys can download that mod off of American Eagle Modding. There's our exhaust, guys. It's not straight up and down like it was. Oh, wow. That's a tough beer party. Holy cow. But, there it is. You guys see the exhaust. It's not that bright, but it's there. It's pointing out to the side the way it should be out of the exhaust, not up and down. So it looks pretty cool. And again, not to be fearful, I'll show you the interior and don't cringe too bad. Yeah, that's the interior. It needs some help. It's pretty tough. But as far as an overall little farm truck, it's nice to have. It currently goes 25. Stick around, we're going to fix that right now. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do just to get it a little bit faster here. Okay, last but not least, guys, this truck is slow. It has old values in. We're going to update those. Way we're going to start with it is, you can grab your favorite truck, etc. Go from there. I'll try doing it from the in-game truck and see how it goes. Yeah, install and tweak steering wheels. Yeah, no, that's a bad looking steering wheel, man. So let me see here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this, guys. I promise it won't be too much longer. We will get through this. So what I need to do is in 15, they have differentials and now torques. Okay, so what I do is copy this. This is from the in-game pickup as well. Just to let you guys know. So what I'll do is I'll highlight this and paste this. And without any problems, it should work. What I need to verify is 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, and good. And then it's the front and the rear. Okay. Should be good to go. So we're doing this on the fly here. See how this works out. And it has the motor torque, all that good jazz. So let me try this. This is from the in-game track. See how it works. Might throw errors. This is the quickest I've ever done this. So fingers crossed. If not, I have one that's altered that you can just add the values in as well. So do this. Do copy. Do paste. Copy and replace. Alright, good to go. And if all goes well, our truck should go a little bit faster. You want to learn how to make a cam view for a passenger. Oh, I can do. You know what? Yeah, I could show you guys how to add a passenger script in this truck as well. I won't do it tonight. I kept you guys long enough. Maybe I'll do that next week. I'll show you how to add a passenger script in your favorite vehicle. I'll pick one and I'll throw it in. I did it to the Volvos that we use on our previews, and we also have in games. I think we released to you guys as well. So the Volvo does have the passenger script. So that way, and I'll hit start here. We'll do purchase. But yeah, that's a great one. I could definitely do one on the passenger script. That'd be awesome. That's a great suggestion. Thanks, F1. Okay, we're now up to 51 miles an hour. So it's a little bit better, but again, it comes down to tweaking, guys. So this isn't too bad. Still a little bit less torquey than what I like. I'm still learning how to do the values of the motor, but at least we get up to 51 as opposed to 25. So it's a little bit better. It doesn't steer too bad. It's a little bit wonky. We might have to add a little bit as far as doing, some tire friction, etc. Friction scale to get this thing to stick to the ground a little bit more. But that's a basic. You now have a truck that you can play with in game, and you can modify to your liking. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Let's see here. Ooh, chrome wheels for tractor. Bronchial wants to know about chrome wheels for tractors and trucks. That would be an interesting one as well. I think I could do that one, but we will see. I think I could do that maybe next week as well. Let me see what else I have planned for next week. I'll definitely want to do I'll throw in the passenger script as far as next week goes. But at least this way, like I said, you guys, this week learn how to add the implement to the John Deere big tractor, as well as getting this Ford F-150 from 2013 in your game at 15, and you can use it to your liking. It will work well. It's a nice little truck to add, like I said, and hopefully it wasn't too crazy for you guys to follow along and edit and make it usable to your likings in 15. You added the script, but not able to add a camera. Okay, that's not a problem. F1, I can show you guys. I can cover that next week. But that about wraps it up tonight, guys. So, if there's any questions, I will stick around for a little bit to answer them. If not, thanks for swinging by. I appreciate it. All your views, your follows. I really do. I enjoy doing this for you guys, and I hope you learn something. And if I miss a step, or if there's a better way to skin the cat per se, let me know. I'm flexible. And if there's something you want to learn, like passenger script, chrome the truck or tractor wheels, I will try my best to figure. If I don't know how to do it, I'll try to figure it out. Worst I can say is I don't know how to do it. Will it hook up to a trailer? Good question, Screaming Banshee. It should, and the reason why I say it should, it didn't give me an error message. If it gave me an error message, then it should. Let's see here. Let's back this bad boy up. I don't know how the brakes are on this, so I'm hoping it works. We shall see. Let's see here. Well, that's always a good sign. So to answer your question, yes, it does hook up, but it really is a little bit too. That regular attacher joint is a little bit too high. So let me try the low one. The low one works good. And there it is. So it does do the low one. It does the high one. Honestly, it shouldn't do the high one. I mean, it's just, if you want to do it, I'd have to raise the attacher joint up in a trailer, and it might attach like the bed. Look a little weird. At least this one looks reasonable. It doesn't look so bad. And yeah, it hooked right up, which is, for some reason it did, which is great. So that to answer your question, Scream Banshee, yes, it does hook up definitely. Are the character figures built in, like you create a placement spot on the model or model them? Oh no, I don't. I apologize. I don't. Yeah, reverse wheelie. I don't do any of the modeling work, unfortunately. It's I just don't have the time for it. But as far as the guys in the vehicles, they're usually included with the game. Oh, it very well could be the truck scale small, no doubt. But at least as far as ramming around, if you want to, you can crank this thing up, make it much faster, and cruise around a map in no time, light speed. So. But yeah, as far as scaling, I don't know. I'll find out here quick. I tell you what, I'll buy that in-game pickup and see how it looks. To be honest, what you could do is quick side by side. I never really took notice of the scale of it. So let me go back here. I'll go back to the store, and hopefully I can stop. This thing is like a tank currently. It needs a lot of, not a lot. Let me take that back. It doesn't need a lot. It needs a little bit of TLC. All right, so there's our Ford F-150 we just got done converting. Now let me see the in-game truck and see what we got. All right, we'll do white. So there's that. Now I think it's pretty darn close, if I remember right. All right, let me pull this up next to it here. It could be a little bit smaller. I tell you what, it actually does not look that bad scale-wise. As far as width goes, that looks pretty darn close, I would say. I'm not a super Chevy Dodge truck guy, but I would say I hate to say it, man, that looks pretty darn close to scale. So as far as scale being off, I think it's pretty close. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I don't know compared to the quote-unquote pickup they put in game to the F-150, but I think it's pretty comparable. Yeah, I think so as well. So, but you guys, I appreciate you guys hanging around. It's now 9:20 and 20 minutes past what I normally like to do. So I hope you guys stuck around and enjoyed the show. They will be up on YouTube here. If not tonight, it'll be up by tomorrow night. I'll have the videos up so you can know how to add the implement on the JD tractor, as well as convert this Ford F-150 and use it on your farm as much as you like. So any questions or comments, I'll stick around for a little bit and answer them. But I appreciate you guys stopping by, And one more time, swing by Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Dave's map making class, and at 9 p.m. for Pleasant Valley Rivers preview number 1. Yeah, I would say that, Viper, and ironically, this was done for 13, so I'd say Giants Giants reskin their pickup truck, you know? but but that's it, guys. That's all I have for tonight. Thanks for stopping by. KW, thanks for moderating as usual. And if there's anything you guys want to learn, like I said, I will try my best to learn it. If it has to do with map making, please push it towards Dave. He's the map making guy. He knows his stuff when it comes to that. I try to tinker around with the mods and get them to work as best I can and figure them out so I can show you guys something every Tuesday here. Again, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you guys Friday.